Good evening, everyone. What's up? Ate a satisfying meal. Topped it off the music desserts. Mr. Hot speaking. Previously, there was a summer edition to the Spongebob Rants for 2016 on July 11th. It is July 11th today again, and this is gonna be the sequel to the SpongeBob Rant for this season, with special guest Zackattack Studios joining us again.
Yo, what up, everyone?
And this rant covers all the characters in SpongeBob in a different way that was spoken of from the other SpongeBob rants from months ago. Looking back at the characters, none of these characters have improved throughout the series.
The only character that has improved is Squidward.
Speaking of Squidward, that is the only character that could survive high school out of these other characters in the TV show. The rest of the characters are brain-dead morons. SpongeBob, yes, is a brain-dead moron because
Patrick is even dumber than SpongeBob.
SpongeBob cannot pay his bills. How does he have a house if he barely is a freaking cook? He makes probably, what, 10 an hour?
If you can't pay your bills, how do you even have a house?
He probably only makes 10 an hour probably at that Krusty Krab. That's all blind cooks make at the lowest. How on earth is he surviving? This character still hasn't passed boating school after all these lessons he's been taught, these tests he's taken. He's still failing, and after being this close, he should have passed years ago in the series, and he's still failing.
Seriously?
Purposely failing. Does he not take notes or pay attention? He must be slacking throughout class. He must be dreaming about ladies. And moving on to Patrick, the worst character in the entire show. Patrick is probably the stereotype for the dumbest characters in TV history, especially in the world of cartoons, relating to Cartoon Network, Disney, and Nickelodeon, especially Nickelodeon. He is copied for being. He is notorious for being one of the most retarded characters in history of these kids shows, and he is copied off for other TV shows after SpongeBob was made. We'll get to those in probably another rant, though. I mean, Patrick couldn't survive elementary school. He is that clueless about his activities. He's an obese starfish that lives under a rock, that is jobless. He's probably on food stamps, probably, because he can't find food for himself, or he probably steals off SpongeBob.
Yeah.
He cannot take care of himself, yet he's a full-grown adult.
Yep.
And he's probably one of the worst friends a character will have. He cannot provide for characters. He steals from other people. He's one of the many characters on TV that's a parasite to others. His parasitic behavior demonstrates what most people are nowadays. This character has probably gotten dumber and dumber throughout the series. And he would be in jail if this is real life.
Yeah.
He has committed more crimes than Mr. Krabs has. Even Mr. Krabs' crimes are not comparable to his unacceptable behavior.
Yeah.
Yes, he was dumb, but he was smart enough to pass elementary school or grammar school. Now, he'd be stuck in preschool the rest of his life. He can't get a job. He can't live off the grid. He cannot take care of himself. He cannot help or support others. He cannot teach others. He cannot read. He's almost illiterate. He's probably blind as a bat.
Yeah.
Good heavens, that character deserves to not exist. Let's move on to a few others. Sandy Cheeks is fake. She's not a scientist. Her activities are unrealistic and unachievable. What are her activities? Those robots, those world records. How on earth can she achieve these? Can she earn those achievements?
And then
They're too
we
extreme.
got let's see here. We got
Mrs. Puff. Oh, Plankton. Yes, we can get to Plankton. Plankton fails every episode. Plankton does not have enough backup plans. Yes, Plankton's probably the only character that comes close to being as smart as Squidward, but he's still not a genius, though, even though he pretends to be. Plankton is smart enough to probably graduate high school, and that's it. He probably couldn't pass college. He probably could pass college with probably a 2.0, a C average.
Yeah.
But at least he's comparable to Squidward's level. Almost not, though.
Yeah.
The fact that he keeps failing and has to rely on his computer wife to take care of him shows how he is not emotionally stable, he's not dependable, and he's not intelligent compared to how a husband should be to his wife. And that was copied, and those words were said in a psychology textbook from college.
Yeah.
How on earth, though, can Plankton afford to keep this establishment, the Chum Bucket, if he has no source of income?
Like, seriously, like...
And how has he not stolen the formula after this many years?
Like,
it's been 25 years.
Yeah, it's been 15 years, and he still hasn't gotten the formula yet.
Why doesn't he freaking dig a hole? Why doesn't he... He's small enough. He could sneak in. He could break that safe, burn it, and dig the formula underground. Boy, Plankton has not improved throughout this series. Oh, moving on to the next here, Mrs. Puff. Mrs. Puff is a lady of whom one feels sorry for, but there's not much uniqueness about her. Mrs. Puff's a teacher, and she's single, and that's it. She probably barely got a bachelor's degree, and that's it. She probably could not get a master's degree. And she's not knowledgeable for a teacher. She knows a few basic steps, and that's it. But she's boring to death. She bores us to tears, Mrs. Puff. Other character, Gary, there's little to say. Gary's a pet, that's it. Who else? Oh, the citizens of Bikini Bottom. Those are by far the worst group of characters we've seen on the show. They are dumber than Patrick. They have no common knowledge, no common decency, which doesn't exist. No empathy for others. All they do is bully Squidward. They bully Mr. Krabs. They bullied SpongeBob. They bully all the main characters in the TV show. They bullied Sandy once. They bullied Patrick once. They're the enemies of the main characters. These minor characters are the foil characters to the main characters in this TV show.
Well, and then we got, let's see here, we got Larry the Lobster.
Larry's fake. Larry is not much of a bodybuilder. He's a stereotypical bodybuilder, which is fake.
Yeah.
What other characters do we have? There's only a few more.
Let's see.
Pearl's a stereotypical teenager. Her malls and her job, that's all she is. And her jewelry. Screw her. She doesn't belong in a TV show anymore. There's no reason to have her. She's too stereotypical, and those are the only traits that describe her. There are not many more characters to speak of.
Let's see here.
SpongeBob's grandma, she was mentioned twice maybe. But the rest of the characters are minor, and there's little to say about them. It's disappointing how the characters haven't gone through changes throughout those 7 seasons after season 3. They have not improved or changed or have advanced their education. Those TV shows, they have the same adventures and the same ideas, and have not stepped up their game, nor do they want to improve. there's no more characters. Man,
Honestly, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really.
We've already spoken about SpongeBob, Patrick Squidward, Mrs. Puff, Sandy, Mr. Krabs, Larry the Lobster, and the Sins of Bikini Bottom, and that's it. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy aren't mentioned, haven't been mentioned for years. They're a little fake too. But the rest of the characters have no reason to be on Cameo, nor do they deserve to be on Cameo.
Yep.
But with that, there is little else to say about this TV show except these characters can get set on fire. Would not go to their funeral if they existed. And Squidward's the only character that deserves to be alive in the whole TV show. And Squidward is the only character that comes close to Brain from Arthur, even though that's off topic. Overall, in the end, these characters are worthless and useless. One final point is that with undeveloped characters comes lack of ideas in the future. With that, that's all there's to say for this part 2 or sequel to this Summer Edition SpongeBob rant. Got this idea from Summer Edition Red Bull, even though that's off topic. Last thoughts, Mr. Catholic? Last ideas to add to this rant?
All I gotta say is they just really need to end SpongeBob already. I mean, if they're that out of ideas, they just really need to end SpongeBob.
They have no reason to keep this TV show anymore. And these characters, they're not gonna make the characters come to their senses, and they're gonna punish Squidward for the rest of his darn life.
Yep.
That's all to say for this video. So Mr. Hata and Mr. Catholic signing off. Peace out. Good night, and there will be a part 3. Yeah,